today's the day and I'm gonna move Pips and Fuzzy Nuggets into their own separate boxes. They've been getting really crowded and the maple is in bloom now, so I think everything's really picking up pace and I want to make sure that I get this done. We're having warm weather. This whole week is supposed to be pretty warm as well, so I just don't want them to swarm while I'm gone out of town this coming week. So I'm gonna go ahead and get them all split up. There's a lot more bees even than when I had looked a few days ago. It looks like they've been raising brood up here too, possibly. All right, so I put some pollen patty in there, and we got all of this rogue comb here built up on the top, because what you could see is originally this was going to be my insulated inner cover, but then so this was when I only had one box here on the bottom. But then they grew really fast and needed a second box. But Pips only had 1.5 frames of bees, and I didn't want to put another box on the top of them because this is all one big box here. So I left this inner cover on the bottom and had this one, I cut out the hole in it so that when I put the top box on, the bees could go through and access the top box. But what that did was give them all this extra space to build comb. And so now, this is going to be the messy part here. Okay, so I actually have not really been looking forward to this, even though I love being in the bees. I don't like disrupting them this much, and I know this is going to be very disruptive. You know, I like to go in doing hive inspections. I don't mind pulling frames out and doing all this, but this is tearing apart their whole home, you know. And so this was a big mistake on my part, but we learn, and I won't do that again. So come on, girls, let's get down. All right, let's see. Sometimes getting these things out. All right, gotta be very careful. Oh gosh, I didn't need to worry about giving them a bunch of syrup. They were drinking it down so fast, I thought they were I thought they didn't have enough resources. Okay. Let's see, I should have checked for the queen just in case. So it's interesting that they put brood in that burr comb on the top. Well, maybe there's more over here. Okay. I've been so busy feeding these bees this winter because I just saw them out in all temperatures foraging, 35 degrees on some days. So I thought, boy, they must be so hungry, and I kept giving them more syrup, and so looks like they were just stockpiling all that. So, oh dear. Did I just get my glove stung? Probably. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. Looks like they got some cups there. queen cups on the bottom. Not built out or anything yet. Don't know if you can see those. So, turn them over. I want to see if there's any eggs or anything in there. Okay, no eggs, but they are preparing. So let's put this in here. So we have some pollen and nectar in the middle, capped honey on the edges, same on this side, lots of honey, nectar. All right. I say honey, it's probably mostly sugar water, really. But, all right. Now, what I need to figure out is, I was hoping to get these frames out without disturbing the adjoining hive. But I don't think I can do that because this top box is sitting on top of some of those frame edges. It's almost like this box is a little bit smaller. Oh no, it's not. It's okay, fine. So that is very unfortunate. What I'm going to need to do then, I guess, is take pips out and put them in on a separate box too. Definitely, I feel, so I made this kind of setup where I just used regular 10 frame equipment and put a divider board in it. But they do make where you put your brood boxes in the bottom and one box with a divider, and then the two separate supers that are, so you could take one super off and have the other separate. I think that's much better because now in this case, I can't just take all these frames out and put them in here like I want to. I have to take this hive and put them separate too, then take off the box, and then get to the underneath side. So it kind of disturbs everybody. So I definitely see next time to not do it this way. I was trying to have my equipment be more universal, where it could be like this one time and not the next, but I just don't think that's working out too well. All right, okay, so they still have plenty of resources as well. Okay, so take that off. Alrighty, now what I want to do, I'm going to leave pips in here. I'm going to take Fuzzy over here, but now I got pips in there, so I got to move them over there. Let's see. Hope your queen's been doing her job. Well, we did see larvae up at the top, so we know she was laying a few days ago anyway. Okay, come on. There's all this bridge comb here between the frames too. More honey. Alrighty, I'll just put that over there. Oh, well, this is a superseded cell, it looks like. So, they may be in emergency mode. No eggs in it. Huh. The pollen in here. Got some drones in here. Not a lot of drones though, so we don't have any laying workers yet. Let's see, lots of pollen. No sign of any queen. Well, I wonder. Oh dear me. This is so sad. She was my perfect queen too. There's a lot of bees in here. Yeah, no brood. Oh dear. Okay. Looks like I have a queenless colony here, and I guess we'll just see now. Hopefully Pips has some brood, and then we can maybe combine them. Okay, well, good news is I don't think we have laying workers. I gotta think of what to do. If this has brood, I'll leave them on the bottom. Let's check these guys out, I guess, and see what's going on over here first before we make any plans. Hopefully they're both not queenless. Otherwise we're in trouble. Oh, they've got some brood. Good news. Okay. Let's see. That's just sort of resources there. Okay. I don't want to upset these guys on the other side of the wall. You guys are getting upset now, huh? Let's go on down. Oh my gosh. Okay, so they got a good bit of brood there, but they've got they got a queen cup too going on. Let's see if we can find the queen. Oh, all right. What is this? Right. Gosh, I don't see her here either. Well, there are very tiny larvae in there. There's tons of pollen. They're like packed out on the pollen on that. No, don't climb up my leg. Okay. I don't know. I do not see a queen. But, and there's not a lot of bees around. She's got a white dot on her. Should be easy. I normally can find her. And it's not like I got tons and tons of bees in here. It does make me nervous seeing those queen cups on the top like that. Okay, so what I ended up finding, which was really interesting, that little bit of rogue comb that was on the top has eggs and larvae of all ages in it. And that's the only brood I can find in all of Fuzzy Nuggets. So I'm assuming there's a queen. The eggs looked center of the cell and everything. Looked really good. And so maybe there's a queen that just, maybe the other queen was superseded and we have a young queen that's here and she's just getting started. I don't know. So I'm not going to combine them after all. I was going to try to combine them since I think, even though I don't see any eggs over there, there's brood over here with pipsqueaks and larvae of different ages. So I was going to combine them, assuming there's a queen, even though I can't find her. I assume there's a queen in there. But now that I see eggs and stuff in this one, I'm not going to combine them. And I'm going to go ahead and get them all situated for 2 separate residences. Okay. So I'm just getting some extra frames in here. Oh man, I'm gonna fret over them all week now. I don't know. Here I was thinking everything was going great. Now, I'm just plain not sure. I'll just... Come on, get your buns out of there. Should put my veil back on. I was so annoyed with not being able to see. Okay. Alright. Okay. They're all in there now. And okay. Alright. Get them there. Well, the problem is there's so much honey in here. I am a little nervous about giving them so much. But they have all those frames down below to draw out, so that'll keep them busy. Plus, we gotta wait to see if more eggs are gonna be in here next weekend. difficult getting them in and out. Oh my gosh, there's a queen. She's on the bottom there, and it's not my queen that I had from last year. Do you see her? She's not marked. So this is a new queen, ladies and gentlemen. Wow! Now the mystery is solved. Okay. Wow! Okay, I'm gonna put some extra frames in here for pipsqueaks as well, and put the divider board back in, not because they need to be divided, but just to keep their cavity a little smaller, so they're not having to heat so much. Just to kind of make them feel a little snugger. Okay, so I have everybody in. We have a fuzzy all in there. They're all in the bottom box. I have a super on that has all their honey that they still have. And then got pips over here. And I have them where they're still in kind of a half box because there's still not a whole lot. It's weird. They looked like there were a lot more before. So I'm not sure. There's only a couple frames, 2 to 3 frames of bees in there. So I put the divider back in just so they have a smaller section to feel warm. And then I'll expand that, move that divider over as they get a little bigger, and then I'll just remove it all together. But for right now, that was hectic. It was a really good learning experience. I'm still not sure if Pips has a queen. I didn't see one in there either. So maybe they swarmed as well, and there's a new queen in that hive, in that colony. And I just didn't recognize her possibly, because I did not see a queen with a white dot, and that is really hard to miss. I usually almost always can find the queens. And there's only a few frames of bees in there, so and with everybody looking so packed out the other week, I am wondering, you know, if everybody just swarmed. No idea, but that was quite a deal. It's now into the late afternoon, and that took me longer than it should have, I suppose. That queen situation really threw me for a loop. I'm amazed that there's a new queen in there. I really am. And she's already laying eggs. So I wonder if this happened in December, because we had a whole bunch of drones. I mean, there was a die-off of about, I would say, 300 to 400 drones. Oh, at least, if not more, just when it got cold in January. So maybe in December, you know, there were still enough drones, and they superseded and made a new queen, and now she's back and laying, and I don't know. I mean, there was only a small patch of brood that was capped. I would say, you know, maybe 7 or 8 cells that were capped, but there was a bunch of larvae in different stages and eggs. So she's doing good, and I just hope I didn't mess everything up with my, you know, upheaval of it all. I guess I was just too late in splitting them into their own hive. I thought that they would downsize over the winter, and I thought they were going to get smaller, but all they did was get bigger. And so they really needed their own box, and had I known that, I would have done it, you know, in the fall. I was trying to keep everybody warm, so I had them in there because they were smaller colonies in the fall, both of them being late season swarm. Well, they weren't swarms, but I had made a split to prevent swarms, and so both of these hives, that's what they were splits. And I bought queens, or a queen for Pips, And that was, Pips was in August, and Fuzzy Nuggets, I had to split them at the end of July. So they weren't that big, and you know, with them sharing a box, it really worked out quite well, I think. It's just, I wouldn't have thought we would have had such a warm winter. Until January, we had a really warm winter. So I don't know, but it's exciting, and I feel really proud of my girls, you know?